we are going to learn how to do multiplication. So multiplication. And of course, how to get the multiplication sign is you go Shift and hit the 8 key. There we go. That's the asterisk. Okay, that's our multiplication here. So we can take advantage of what we already have, and instead here, we are going to change this to asterisk, which means multiplication. Okay, so if we save this and run, we're going to have 68. So 34 times 2, it's going to be 68. That's exactly what we have over there. Okay, that was an easy one. And the next one we can look at now. How about division? For division, what we do, we use the forward slash. That's the character we use. So we can go back and do the same here. So just put forward slash there. Let's save and run again. We should get 17. So 34 divided by 2, it's 17. Now, since we're talking about division, let's try something. Let's find a number that when divided by, it will give us a non-whole number. Let's say 3 here. Let's save. Right, that's 11. We have a problem because if we look correctly, 34 divided by 3, it's not 11 only. It's 11 point something, right? Let's find a calculator here so that we make sure. Let's say 34, let's divide it by 3. It's 11.333333. This is not correct, right? So this takes us back to the previous thing we talked about earlier, which was the types, right? We talked about floats and we also talked about doubles. This is a good candidate to use doubles because then if we use doubles, we will have the precise result here. So if we change this to double, right, and change this to double as well, and let's change this to double. Okay, let's save this. If we run, we should see 11.33333. Okay, so that's a good example of using different types to get more precise result or a not so precise result, right? So if for whole numbers, so integers, this would be fine. But if we want to get the precise result, we need to use doubles. So if you are writing an application that deals with currency, you would need something more precise. In this case, you probably need a double. Let's go ahead and move and let's do subtraction. So it's minus sign there, okay? So the same thing here, we can just go ahead and change to minus. Let's see what's gonna happen. 31.0, and you notice we have the decimal point now because we have changed all to be doubles, okay? So if we go back and say int, and back to say int here, and save, let's run one more time, you will see it's just gonna be 31. And the next one we're gonna do is called remainder. So remainder, we use the ampersand here. Think of remainder as what remains. Okay, so if we say 4 percentage sign 2, so if we take 4 and divide by 2, what are we saying here? We're saying, okay, what will remain when we take 4 and divide it by 2? There's nothing that will remain because 2 times 2 is equal to 4, meaning if we divide 4 by 2, the remainder is going to be 0. But if we divide 5 by 2, the remainder is going to be 1. Why? Because, well, if you take 5 divided by 2, you're going to have 2, but 2 times 2 is 4, which means we have 1 that remains, the remainder. That's what a remainder is. Okay, so we can actually do the same here. Let's change these numbers first to something smaller, say 8, and to start with 2 to simplify our lives here. And let's put remainder, so it's shift, percentage sign. Let's say result to be more generic, say run, and 0. Well, because 8 divided by 2 is 4, and 4 times 2 is 8. so there's nothing remaining. If we change this to 5, let's save, run, 3. Well, because 8 divided by 5, 1, it's going to be 1, because then 1 times 5 is 5, but there's still 3 remaining, so we get 3. Okay, getting the idea? Let's try this. 8. Let's see if that... 0. Absolutely, because 8 divided by 8 is 1. 1 times 8, that's 8, and there's no remainder. Let's try with 7. Let's run this, and there's 1, because 8 divided by 7 is going to be 1. And 1 times 7, that's 7, and we have 1 as a remainder. So now you've learned how to add two numbers, multiply, divide, subtract, and finding the remainder. And as always, I invite you to play around with these new operations you've learned in Java. All right, I'll see you in the next video.